Evening, folks. You're welcome here to Netwatch Cullen Park for live coverage of the Junior A Football Championship final replay. It is Leighlinbridge and Clonmore renewing acquaintances once more, having drawn a 7 points apiece last Saturday in a very, I suppose, tense encounter. We're hoping for a nice open one this evening. We have a few people to thank in making this happen. We have Brian Kelly, Civil and Construction. We have Carlo Skin and Laser Clinic. We have Brennan's shop down in Leighlinbridge and Carlo Electrical Services as well. And we're also told that to pass on support from Leighlinbridge community in general. The club, on behalf of everyone there, I suppose, wanted to say thanks for all the support throughout the year. So that's who we are here in association with. We're about, I'd say, another 5-6 minutes away from throw-in still. But what we'll do is we'll bring in our co-coms. And firstly, I didn't even know what was going to happen earlier. I was under a little pressure there the last day and a half, hence the TBC, but felt a little bit better the last couple of hours, and here we are. So we have Richard Carney and we have Stephen Bambrick, and I'm going to come to Richard Carney first. A shameless plug for the Irish F1 show. It's even on the bottle there as well. People will be saying, what the hell are you doing here on the Left Wing Back podcast? But sure, look, Steve Bambrick's been with me for the last 2 years and people haven't given out yet, so here we go.
I honestly thought you said net watch Cullen racetrack. That's why I turned up, tell you the truth. But no, listen, hopefully as good a game as it was the last day. Both teams gave it their all. Finished up 7 points apiece. As myself and Stephen were just saying outside before we started, probably 7 points apiece after 10 minutes today. You know, the second game syndrome. So looking forward to a good one.
Yeah, should be a good one indeed. As we said, it is going to be audio only. Coverage, just have the camera knocked on before the game gets going. Stevie, you were in Anfield this time last week and you were saying a particular statistic. It was 2-2 in that match at the same time it was 2-2 here. So was that a very entertaining soccer match, or do you think this was a poor enough football match?
Yeah, well, I was seeing too many goals going in the wrong end for my liking, and I think there was 4 scores here. It could have been 3-1 or 2-1, not sure, but like we were coming out the gates anyway, and Fiacre Tools after, as you said, he saw a couple of hot dogs on the way out, and we got across Stanley Park down to the bus. Number 7, young Halsey Whelan, was it Billy Lawler? Sorry, Billy Lawler kicked the point to level it. So just as we got back in the bus, the heavens opened, and it kind of was a the end of the both games finished in a level pegging to get to do it again here, and to be looking, as Richard and myself said earlier, the first game we have no bearing on this game, but will in some, I'd be hoping some of the Leighlin players will do a bit the last day. Clonmore will be looking for the same as well over there, lads. They'll be saying that there's more to be got with some of their lads as well. So, it'll be interesting to see. The sun is shining there now, and it's going to be tight in the eyes there for, say, 10 or 15, 20 minutes down that Dublin end goal.
Yep, and the boys, in fairness, have started up there with Jenny. They must have got a fill of diesel during the week. Expensive and all as it is, they have a round to go, so this will finish under lights, you'd imagine. So I'm just going to knock off this for a moment, and we do have an overlay that we'll have on during the stream, so you don't see the big ugly heads. But again, just to mention the sponsors who made it happen: Chalky Rain On, Brennan's Shop, Kelly Civil and Construction, Carlo Electrical Services, and Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic. That's who have made this particular podcast happen. So again, very much looking forward to this. We brought in an independent observer, as we said, in Stephen Bambrick. We're just going to leave this logo up on the screen now for the duration. But we were just moments away from throwing here in Netwatch Cullen Park. It was a very exciting finish last week. We're going to have a Ron Aveen in a few moments' time. If you have just joined us, Clonmore are the Junior C football champions. They saw off a very spirited O'Hanrahan side by 213 to 11 points. Mark Carpenter with 7 points in that game for the Blues out of the 11. He scored his first, I think, 16 seconds in, Stephen Bambrick was saying. Lots of well-known faces there, in fairness, on the O'Hanrahan's end. I think we're going to pause for, is it a minute silence first? Not quite sure, didn't exactly hear. We'll definitely have a Ron Aveen in a moment anyway. Yes, indeed. So we are going to have a minute's silence following the tragic events in Donegal in the last 24 hours. And we pass on our deepest sympathies to the families involved and wish anyone who's been injured the best in their recovery as well. pause for a moment's silence. Now we're going to pause for our national anthem, Arán a Bhín. A rapturous round of applause greets Clonmore and Leighlinbridge, who contest this Junior A Football Championship final replay. Big crowd, lots of Clonmore people in the stand, lots of Leighlinbridge people on the terrace. It's all very territorial here, Stephen Bambrick.
My problem is who's cutting the grass up behind us. Is Par Hearn or Lee Walker cutting the grass? Why they're not in here looking at this game?
Yeah, it's funny actually. I saw Paul Burner, a good friend from Clonmore, who we have to thank, who, put a big shift in and helping make this broadcast happen. He was going out through the tunnel there, and well done to Paul. He's part of the Clonmore team that won the Junior C. And I'm nearly certain it was Lee Walker's kid that was there anyway. And he said something on the lines of, well, this is not a great jersey now, just so you know. But all meant in good faith and in good humour. So Johnny Murphy of St. Mullins is our match referee this afternoon. Johnny refereed the Senior Football Championship final between Tinryland and Palatine last week. Well done to Palatine and well done to Fenna as well, intermediate champions for this year. And there we go. The ball is in and the game is on. Gone into the middle for Leighlinbridge. There's Fico O'Toole. There is a change in the Leighlinbridge side as well, which we'll bring to you in a moment's time. But Clonmore on the attack, looking menacing here with Con Murphy. Con Murphy takes a big thump off of Billy Lennon O'Brien. It's fisted inside. Clonmore look to get things underway. Clonmore off the mark. 19 seconds on the clock. And just looking down there, I think it's the number 13, Tom Pollard, who was kicked that one. Great start in fairness, Richie.
Yeah, great start for Clonmore there, Kevin. Won the throw in, got down the field pretty quickly. Man found himself in a load of space. Uncontested point. Good score from Clonmore. Yeah,
it could be Rob Bulmer actually, or possibly Enda McGrath. Enda McGrath, you think?
I thought it wasn't. It was coming back out the field at pace. It looked like it allowed that were scoring anyway.
Yeah, I thought it was 13 over here, Tom Pollard, but Tom Pollard / Enda McGrath. We'll go with Tom Pollard for now. Stevie reckons it was Enda McGrath. We won't follow over. But anyway, sticking with the play, Leighlinbridge on the attack. Keane Brennan is in on the Leighlinbridge team instead of Aidan Byrne. Here's Liam Brennan venturing forward. We'll make a little bit of room here for Stevie Barbary to venture across so he doesn't knock over the phone. Leighlinbridge have a free with Aidan Lillis. The teams as follows. Leighlinbridge, Keane Kavanagh in goal. Figo Byrne, Bill Lennon O'Brien, PJ Hockney. Kieran Casey, Daniel Barron, Jeffrey Dorn. Liam Brennan, the captain, partnered by Shane Farrell. Jason Daly, Fico O'Toole and Keane Brennan. Aidan Lillis, Packy Fleming, Cathal Brennan. Clonmore with Colin McGrath in the goal. James Whelan, Anthony Keely McDonald, Paddy Gann. Shane Murphy, the vice captain at 5. Matt Cullen 6. Billy Lawler 7. Enda McGrath 8. Luke Connolly, other vice captain 9. Rob Bulmer 10. Shane McGrath, actual captain 11. Jake Hickey, wears 12. Tom Pollard, Con Murphy and Oisin Dial, the full forward line. And as we give out the teams, Aidan Lillis has levelled things up from that free for Leighlinbridge. 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock. Looks like a different pattern to this game already in terms of how it might pan out. But definitely from a kick-out point of view and a tactical point of view, Leighlinbridge seem happy enough to give the Clonmore.
Yeah, they seem happy enough to sit back there. Let Clonmore work it out defence handy enough, which might come back to bite him. Clonmore have just gone down the field fairly much. Good tackle there. Yeah, bright enough start by both teams. I thought that was a soft enough free there, to be honest with you. But I think we've defended it fairly all right there.
Yeah, here come Leighlinbridge looking to work the ball out from the back. Clonmore got that ball from back to front very quickly, and they've hunted in packs from corner forward position. And here goes Shane McGrath, bearing down on goal. That's a great tackle from Daniel Barron. Ball breaks loose on the ground. McGrath goes in, doesn't get the pick up at the first attempt, doesn't get it at the second attempt. I think Johnny Murphy might throw this in. He doesn't. Johnny Murphy says play on. The ball is still loose. Leighlinbridge control it. Jeffrey Doran in possession. Jeffrey Doran goes lateral across to the number 11 Fico Toole to put Leighlinbridge into the lead last week in stoppage time. Clonmore finding the equaliser, of course, with Billy Lawler. PJ Hockney sends one up to Shane Farrell. Farrell wearing 9, playing as centre forward. Fico Toole wearing 11, playing in midfield. And it's all change here, Stephen.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I think, to get Fico Toole. He's a bit of experience with the county hurlers this year and playing senior hurling this year with the club as well. You know, I thought he wasn't in the game that much last week. He appeared nearly at the right time and to get him into the game and get the likes of Liam Brendan Ed Nillis a bit more into it, and Shane Farrell going forward. If he gets ball, he'll be a hard opposition to take down.
3.5 minutes on the clock. If you've just joined us, it is Clonmore 1 point, Leighlinbridge 1 point, with Leighlinbridge on the attack. Fico Toole just outside the Clonmore 45. Aidan Nillis, the danger man, switches it across to Kieran Casey, coming up from right half back. Needs options. Clonmore back there in numbers. A reminder, if you just joined us, the coverage in association with Carroll Electrical Services, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Brain On in Leighlinbridge, the pub and the shop, and Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic. Ball popped across. Shane Farrell to Fico Toole. And now it's with Jeffrey Dorn, who's up from left wing back. Pardon the pun. Here's Keane Brennan. He gets his shot off. Clonmore get a block in. They're there in numbers. And out they build from the back with Paddy Gann. Paddy Gann, a very, very experienced campaigner for Clonmore. Would have broke on to the senior team when he was only about 17 or 18. And they've got themselves forward with Rob Bulmer here. Rob Bulmer delivers quickly into Con Murphy. He has a yard on Billy Lennon O'Brien, who fouls Con Murphy just underneath the stand. Clonmore want to take this quickly. They're about 40 yards out, but they're out on the sidelines. So they're wanting to look this. Referee Johnny Murphy, as I was trying to say, one and looking to send it quick. Didn't quite work out. Johnny Murphy says not quick enough. It's going to be a throw ball. Liam Brennan's going to go in for Loughlin, and in goes Luke Connolly for Clonmore. Brennan gets a fist on it, and Con Murphy picks up the loose ball. Con Murphy has a runner here, and Enda McGrath. Enda McGrath fists one inside to Rob Bulmer. Bulmer into Tom Pollard, and Bulmer gets it back. Bulmer with the shot, and Bulmer has slotted this one over the bar. Clonmore back into the lead on the 5 minute mark. 2 points Clonmore, 1 point Leighlinbridge. And in fairness, Stevie, a good score there from young Bulmer.
Yeah, he plays soccer with Vale, and I seen him kicking around before the match there. He was taking shots from just that position there, and he nailed a couple of them as well. And it's not often that happens that you go do the same in a match you're doing it before, and a good score, a perfect view of it here. Still nothing in it. You know, Leighlinbridge have been well in the Keane Brennan's shot was blocked at the far end. Bit more and was over the bar, but Fico Toole is building here from the back here again. Leighlin have a bit of space in front, and Billy Lennon O'Brien is coming out with it.
Yeah, Billy Lennon O'Brien on the county panel for a period at the start of 2022. Jeffrey Dorn, Keane Brennan, Shane Farrell. Farrell has a runner laterally there in Figo Toole, and he also has a runner on the stand side. Leighlinbridge playing into the O'Hanrahan's end goal with Cottle Brennan back to O'Toole. Bit of an over-exuberant pass attempted into Packy Fleming, and Clonmore rescue possession, and that's a little bit sloppy from a Leighlinbridge point of view. It's a simple enough pass. We saw plenty of these errors from both sides last week, Richie. Look, it is early stages. I know they would have had the experience of playing in a final last week, both of them, but at the same time, there is a lot at stake here.
Yeah, there is, and the game is taking a very familiar pattern to last week, as in both teams looking to build from the back out. I don't know what the problem is with the Leighlin footwear. A lot of them seems to be slipping and falling and, you know, losing their footing, and same thing, sloppy passing letting down a lot the last day as well, and they seem to be, you know, taking the same shape, but hopefully settles down now, start getting a few scores on the board and try sneak forward a little bit.
Yeah, Clonmore are applying serious pressure in their full forward line, and Leighlinbridge are not getting out with anything easy. I think Liam Brennan was trying to engineer a free. Richard Carney engineering the place to go to if you want that welded, by the way. But Brennan wasn't getting that now with Johnny Murphy there, and probably rightly so, being truthful about it. Kieran Casey to Fico Toole. He's been on a lot of ball, but Leighlinbridge struggling to penetrate. They might do so now, because here comes Jeffrey Doran. He's on the 21. He has Keane Brennan inside. The pass was a little bit sloppy. Leighlin will look to rescue this. Jason Daly will have a go off the left. This one's coming in. Is it coming in enough? The answer is yes. We have a level game here with 7.5 minutes gone. It is Leighlinbridge 2 points. It's Clonmore 2 points. Good score, Jason Daly.
They're getting great. They're getting joy in this side over here, and Richard said about slipping and sliding. Underneath the stands generally this time of the year is kind of it's that sort of a pitch. And over here, any balls come over here, they've looked dangerous.
They have indeed. So Clonmore again have been given the kick out. Leighlinbridge pulling a man back and quite happy to let them have it. But in order to do this and execute it properly, you probably need to try and press inside their 65/45. But instead, Clonmore are now on Leighlinbridge's 45. They're now on Leighlinbridge's 21 because the ball has been switched across to Con Murphy. Con Murphy shakes and bakes, comes back in off the left. He says, I'll have a piece of that. Clonmore back into the lead on the 8-minute mark. Richie, in fairness, I've just alluded to it there. You'd wonder, is giving Clonmore a kick out a good idea? But take nothing away from Con Murphy on a separate note. Good score.
Oh, great score. I'd like to see Leighlin press up a bit more. Clonmore they're vicious in the tackle and they're hunting in packs there. And Clonmore seem to be working it out with their backline a lot easier than we are. So maybe another couple of minutes and change it up a bit. But certainly we could do with a lot more pressure on the Clonmore backline when they're working out defence.
Here come Clonmore again. They've gathered the kick out and they're breaking forward with Enda McGrath. He sends one over to Billy Lawler. Leighlinbridge back there in numbers, but here comes Rob Bulmer inside to Con Murphy. Marked tightly, but too tightly from Billy Lennon O'Brien. An obvious free, probably a soft enough one to give away, I suppose. A cheap one to give away because it was one. But Clonmore now look very likely to go into a 2-point lead with 10 minutes coming up on the clock, Stevie.
Yeah, Con Murphy's experience there. He knew the way contact was coming. He stopped up, and it was a free. He once he has possession, that possession of that ball now these days. It was 9/10 of the law, always was, and a chance for Shane McGrath to double the lead, and he's hit wide.
Yeah, that's very surprising. That's the first wide of the afternoon, or the evening here, I should say, in Netwatch Cullen Park. You would have put your house, your mortgage, your whole lot on Shane McGrath, who had 4 points to his name in last week's final, 2 of those coming from play, and an all-around general nuisance to the Leighlinbridge defence. A fine footballer, as we said. And Jason Daly has come looking for a short kick out off Keane Kavanagh. Clonmore are going zonal. They're happy enough to go zonal. And Liam Brennan is the intended target. Liam Brennan has to break it down, but picking up the break there is Keane Brennan. And now here comes Jeffrey Doran. Jeffrey Doran is Shane Farrell in the centre. Here's Shane Farrell on the 21. Farrell needs someone on the loop. He has one. That is Aidan Lillis. And that one comes back off the post. And Clonmore let off the hook momentarily here. Leighlinbridge looking to apply a big press, but Clonmore are very, very composed in the tackle. And they've broken outside, or just outside the 45 as we speak here. Now, can they engineer something? A little bit higher of a press being applied, but Clonmore bypass it with some neat kick passing inside. Now with the ball is Oisin Dial. This guy is a serious operator. PJ Hockney is not giving him a whole lot, and he's been blocked down by Fico Byrne, who got across there. And now with Con Murphy, did take a bit of contact from Billy Lennon O'Brien. I thought possibly could have been a free. Now it is a free though, because a Clonmore player has been hammered. That man is Billy Lawler, the scorer of the equaliser last week, and the reason why we are here once again. And Fico Byrne, I think, is going to get himself a yellow card. So look, justice, 2 frees there. First one not given, second one was given, and you can't really argue against it, Stevie.
No, nailed on free now, and Shane McGrath went in the same position a few minutes ago. So this is going to have a bearing, obviously, in the game. If 2 frees wide in the game like this, it's going to put more pressure on you from play then as well. He had 3 or 4 last week. I think he had 1 free and 3 from play or whoever. So this is a vital score if it's coming up from Jonathan Murphy getting a bit of attention from Shane McGrath there. I don't know whether he's giving it a vaccination. Is the sleeve up?
I don't know if it's a tetanus or a Moderna or a Pfizer, but it looks like a similar enough position that you'd end up in the doctors if you were getting a jab in the arm. But anyway, he's been patched up. Shane Dial to the rescue. Shane McGrath with the free. Jesus, Shane could have went short there actually, because Enda was across from him. But Shane slots this one, and that looks a lot better of an outcome. 4 points Clonmore, 2 points Leighlinbridge. Shane McGrath off the mark. That's Clonmore's first score from a free. They've got 3 from play. If you just joined us on the score sheet, Con Murphy and Rob Bulmer. I think it's Tom Pollard. Stevie thinks it's Enda McGrath. We won't follow over anyway. We'll see what the crack is. Leighlinbridge's scores coming from an Aidan Lillis free and a Jason Daly point from play. Keane Kavanagh sends this one long. Underneath is Keane Brennan. On the break is Fico Toole. He palms it off to Jeffrey Dorn, who in turn gives it to Shane Farrell. Farrell gets it back off Keane Brennan and switches it across over the top to Jason Daly, who has a bit of work to do, gets a fist onto this. It's actually gone out for a 45. I thought Leighlinbridge man might have touched it, but up comes Keane Kavanagh for a 45. But it is, I suppose, a big ask. Keane Kavanagh is right-footed. This is not just a 45. Would you nearly call it 60 as the crow flies? 55 anyway, I would say.
Yeah, 55. Well, his younger brother kicked on here the other night in under 15 Division 2 final. Probably a better angle. It was at the same angle over this side. Vital score from Michael Davidson that game. But look, he'll have a go ahead. And with the sun in lads' eyes down below, if it drops short, it mightn't be the worst thing in the world, but I'd say he'll have plenty of distance on it.
Keane kicked one from a very similar position last week here, in fairness to him, and he did put it over. It's not a million mile off where it was, so I'd be confident enough in him. And just talking on Leighlin there, that was a certain goal chance for Shane Farrell. You know, we're just not being clinical enough in that final third.
Keane Kavanagh steps up. Keane Kavanagh doesn't get the desired connection, but it's broken to Packy Fleming. Fleming is trying to get a yard. He's lost possession momentarily, gets it back again, tumbles to the ground. Aidan Lillis gets it on the loop, and Aidan Lillis puts it over the bar. 4 points Clonmore, 3 points Leighlinbridge. Good score from Aidan Lillis. Packy Fleming had to work ever so hard for it as well. If you are listening in, wherever you are in the world, drop us a comment. We're live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. We won't get to see it on Twitter until half-time probably, because just the way the interface works, but we'll definitely see the YouTube and Facebook comments. Sean Nolan is listening in on the way back from social hurling. Broke up. Any spare knees going in there? If so, put my name on them. Good man, Joe. Back with the action. Clonmore venturing forward with Enda McGrath. He's forced to go back to Billy Lawler. Now it's switched across to Tom Pollard. Rob Bulmer this time. Bulmer takes it back. Bulmer has a go. He has a point already. He'd love a second. It's dropped dangerously. It comes down and it's still in play. And in goes Enda McGrath. Also in there was Daniel Barron. He flicks it forward. Here's Billy Lawler. Billy Lawler inside to Oisin Doyle. Oisin Doyle back to Billy Lawler. Now it's across to Tom Pollard. They've worked it across here to this terrace side with Shane Murphy up from right half back. Murphy takes a bit of contact, has a go over the top. It's gone in. It's gone high. It's dangerous as well. And it's gone over the bar in the end from Shane Murphy.
Yeah, Leighlinbridge didn't do a whole lot wrong there. There was heavy pressure. Keane Kavanagh got a good fist on the ball. Originally cleared. It spun off of Daniel Barron or someone's foot just away from him. You know, just took a bit of a spin away. And, you know, a good score from Shane Murphy. He hadn't a whole lot to aim at there. He just kicked it over his shoulder, kind of. So back to 2-point lead again. 15
minutes on the clock. If you just joined us, in association with Carroll Electrical Services, Chucky Vrain on, Kelly Civil and Construction, and Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic. It is Clonmore 5 points, Leighlinbridge 3 points in this Junior A Football Championship final replay. The Talbot Hotel Junior A Football Championship final replay. And when we have a break and play, Leighlinbridge GFC wish to thank everyone in the community that has supported their efforts throughout the season as well. Richard, just coming back to it, we have a little bit of a break and play it now. I think just looking at this, the optics of it make it look like Clonmore probably are getting the scores that a little bit easier than Leighlin. Leighlin have to work awful hard for what they're getting. Clonmore seem to be picking out the right men at the right time, and they've got some good ones so far.
I'd have to be fair to them, and 4 to 6 forwards kicking points there. I think 4 out of 5 from play. So listen, Leighlin are defending as hard as they can, and they're doing a decent enough job on it. But like that, you see, you're just looking at it here now. Like, Jesus, Clonmore tenacious, but we're after breaking, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, Kieran Casey breaks a tackle and hands it off to Cottle Brennan. Back to Casey once more. Leighlin working their way up that stand side. Casey ships a tackle, ships a second one, goes to ground. Johnny Murphy is not giving anything handy here, lads. He goes down over it once more, and Cottle Brennan comes out with the loose ball in the end, and it's with Jason Daly now. Jason Daly will look to switch this one over to the terrace side. Jeffrey Dorn is forced to go back down the stand side. Here's Packy Fleming. Fleming has a runner inside. That's Shane Farrell. Farrell just doesn't attack it hard enough, I suppose. And in the end, Clonmore nip in there with Anthony Keeley MacDonald.
Yeah, good break up the field from Leighlin again, but sort of going back to last week. But it's the same thing. It seems to break down in the final third for us fairly simple enough, Clonmore seem to get the numbers back there very quickly.
Yeah, and they're venturing forward here now with Tom Pollard. Tom, very well known for soccer exploits as well. Fist one inside to Shane McGrath, but the ball breaks loose. PJ Hotney gone back there to rescue things. Oh, and it's a bit of a hospital pass now. He's put Cathal Brennan under all kinds of pressure. Con Murphy put the body on the line. Leighlinbridge have a free. I feel a little bit for Con Murphy there. I think he just went for the ball wholeheartedly, but we're up and running again. And out comes Liam Brennan. Liam Brennan has Packy Fleming off the shoulder. Packy Fleming has been clobbered after giving the ball off to Figo O'Toole. And now we've switched across to Keane Brennan, who started this game in place of Aidan Byrne. The only change in personnel across the two teams from the programme and indeed from last week as well. Aidan Lillis with the ball on the 45. Leighlinbridge have given away a free here, and Clonmore with Tom Pollard back in his own half is in the mix to take it, but he's not going to actually. It's going to be left instead to, I think it's the fullback, Anthony Keeley-MacDonald, who's going to have the honour of resuming play once more. It's not actually, I think it's Paddy Gann. Clonmore on the halfway line looking to build. Enda McGrath, fist him one in towards Shane McGrath. Shane tackled fairly by Daniel Byrne. Now he's looking to ghost inside. Hands in and hands out. That's a super tackle from Cathal Brennan. The ball is loose and it's going to be a free. Which way is it going? Is it going in? I don't know. He hasn't gestured. He still hasn't gestured. It's a free in. It's a free in. So, look, the Leighlinbridge supporters aren't happy with that one. It's very, very hard to see from here, being quite straight with you. There was a lot of bodies in there. Anyone could have touched it on the ground. There was a few All Blacks men in there. There was a few Clonmore men in there. Usually when the ball goes dead like that, more often than not, you tend to see a free out. But anyway, Shane McGrath to put Clonmore into a 3-point lead. Shane McGrath does the needful, and that's his second score. Clonmore 6th, Leighlinbridge on 3. And, like, if you look at the pattern of play, Clonmore are getting themselves into these positions to be foul in the first place. Leighlinbridge, once they're up on the far side of the field, Stevie, are just, as Richie said, letting play break down a small little bit, but they've had a good bit of possession.
Just not getting midfield, both Figo O'Toole and Liam Brennan. They need to get one or both. That's the third kicker was gone up the middle, and they've been won by Clonmore. They're over about 4. They need to get that balance right of getting going forward. They're, here, Clonmore building here again, and there's a sea of black in front of them, but Rob Bulmer's going to have a go from here. And this could be a monster of a score.
That's a serious score from Rob Bulmer. That's a score worthy of grace in any county final at any grade in any county. Super score. Rob Bulmer 2nd, Clonmore on 7, Leighlinbridge on 3. Cracking point, Richie.
Super score. That, as you say, you take that in any final, anywhere, on any level. Great score from Bulmer. Yeah. It's fairness to the ref. He's letting it go, isn't he? It's and he's been fair for both sides. It's. I just think Clonmore are tackling that bit heavier and that bit stronger, that bit harder than Leighlinbridge. So, not saying the ref is having a good game in my view so far, anyway.
Yeah, within the letter, I suppose what you're saying, they're tackling harder and fair. So here comes Kieran Casey up from wing back. Runners are needed inside, and Casey took too much out, but he got away with it. He's won himself a free. Jeffrey Dorman was going to take quickly. Now it's 1-on-1 inside, and Leighlinbridge are gone backwards. I wouldn't mind seeing a direct ball occasionally. Still 1-on-1 in there.
Fullback is playing in front. He's playing Packy from in front as well in there, So, and with that son up there, it could be worth a chance, but
that's a big switch from Daniel Barron over to Cathal Brennan. Brennan is forced back to his cousin Liam, member of the Carlow senior football team this year. He's been fouled just outside the 45. It's probably Keane Cabinet territory, and I would say at this particular juncture, with Leighlinbridge, I suppose, struggling a little bit, and Clonmore on top, it's probably the right thing to do to lay the ball down and let Keano have a go at.
Yeah, and listen, let the lads take a bit of a breather here, because they're getting hopped off here by Clonmore. Be confident enough Keane should slot this one anyway.
Yeah. So 7 points Clonmore, 3 points Leighlinbridge, 21 minutes on the clock. Gary Dempsey's in touch. He says, top job, men. Sound, Gary, and appreciate the comment there in the last week or two as well regarding the coverage. What an operator Gary Dempsey is for Rathvilly. We didn't see him for long periods this year, and then he appeared all of a sudden in the quarter final and the semi final as well. What a servant, what a footballer. Here's Keane Kavanagh now looking to cut Clonmore's advantage back to 3 with 22 minutes now on the clock. Kavanagh is going to drop it in around the gaff, but there's nobody there from Leighlinbridge to get anything onto it. He's just not getting the purchase that he is capable of getting on him so far. And Leighlinbridge have turned it over though on the 45. Shane Farrell with a big hand pass inside to Jason Daly. He's beaten to that one by Billy Lawler. It was probably a sloppy enough pass, being honest about it as well. Didn't do Daly any favours, and Clonmore have been gifted possession back, and they're building very quickly indeed with Jake Hickey down that stand side. Big shout from the Clonmore supporters in the stand here in Netwatch Cullen Park. Here comes Rob Bulmer. He has two already. He has a runner up from centre back. That man is Matt Cullen. Ball breaks loose. Getting the shot away was Oisin Doyle. It's gone to the right and wide. That's the second wide for Clonmore. Leighlinbridge don't have any wide so far. They've had the ball come back off the post. So have Clonmore. But it's all happening here. Lads, the pace in which Clonmore brought forward there was frightening.
Rob Bulmer there was like Brendan Murphy going forward. He's taken probably getting about 6 or 7 steps. You wouldn't know it. Like he's carrying a amount of ball in there. Kicked 2 great points already. And the kick out now. This kick out, Leighlinbridge will have to get this one. It's gone down the middle and it's burnt again. It's about a 4 straight down the middle that Leighlinbridge have lost.
Yeah, here's Rob Bulmer looking to make it point number 3. That is a beauty from Rob Bulmer. 3 points from play, one as good as the other. What a leader here for Clonmore in this one. 8 points Clonmore, 3 points Leighlinbridge. This man is really standing out here, Richie, and Clonmore are flying it.
Yeah, he's been their main forward, their main target man so far in this game. Leighlin need to tidy up their kick out. The 3 in a row they kicked away. Let's see this one.
That's a better kick now. Yeah, in fairness, and Jeffrey Doran gathered possession. There's great trajectory on that from Keane Kavanagh. Yeah, Richie's calling for a switch and he's dead right. Liam Brennan takes a hop. Takes a solo. Takes another hop. He's on the 45 and he's scared of the ball now. Kieran Casey's going to take a bit of punishment from 2 Clonmore men. And they did so within the letter of the law. Good tackling from Clonmore, forcing Leighlinbridge back outside the 45. Jason Daly to Feig O'Toole. O'Toole back across to Kieran Casey. Casey took a few steps, got away with it though. And he's flicked it along the ground to Keane Brennan. And again, Clonmore forcing Leighlinbridge back. But there is bodies inside that Clonmore wall on the 45. There's 2 inside on the edge of the 6-yard box the whole time. And there's now actually a one-on-one situation in there with Shane Farrell. But it's very hard to see past it, I suppose, at times when you're out on the 65. But occasionally, getting the head up might help. Here's Cottle Brennan with a ding pass inside to Packy Fleming. He's been nipped at the ankles, and it's going to be a free for Leighlinbridge between the 21 and the 45, but it's out on the right-hand sideline.
It's more Jerk having a territory now than Keane having that one. It's 3 in the sideline, and it's Aidan Ellis. I can't see Aidan shooting from here. Maybe he's going from outside of the right here.
Yeah, he's going for the Morris Fitzgerald special, I think. Outside of the right, Aidan Ellis has a pop, and the less said about that one, the better. Richie, you're not impressed with that?
Just giving up possession, Jesus, it was a waste. Like, I mean, they were after building it up so well to get to where they were getting. So, short, free, keep the ball. I'm just watching in there that the sweeper for Clonmore, he's playing right in front of Packy and the full back, it's given Leighlin 0 options to go inside with the ball. So either Packy needs to come out the pitch a little bit, or we need to get a bit more pace in there.
Ball worked forward by Clonmore to Con Murphy. Con Murphy in front of his management team on that stand side. Beautiful bit of a shimmy from Con Murphy. But Leighlinbridge forced Clonmore back in the end. But it's with Rob Bulmer once more. 3 points from play so far in this first half. Looking to go on the scoreboard again is Tom Pollard. I reckon he's on it already. He's definitely on it now. If it's 2 points or 1, we don't know. I think it's 2. Richie thinks it's 2 as well. So Stevie's outvoted on that one. 26 minutes gone. Clonmore 9 points and Leighlinbridge 3 points. Short kick out, which Kieran Casey has received here. And again, just a thank you to Stevie and Richie, because I didn't know if I was going to get here myself. We were in a little bit of bother the last day and a half, but by hook or by crook, we seem to have just got a little bit of energy about us. And Stevie was on standby to take up the mantle anyway, and Richie in here on co-commentary. But nice to be able to join the lads here also. Sticking with the play, Aidan Lillis on a 21. Aidan Lillis looking to go across, and that is a dreadful pass. I don't know what the intentions were, but Clonmore building again. Quick shout out to our sponsors once more: Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Vrain On, Brennan's Shop and Pub, and Carlo Electrical Services. Clonmore breaking inside the 65. Rob Bulmer hit hard by PJ Hockney, I should say, and Clonmore win themselves a free. Jay Kicky to Con Murphy. Murphy's been on a lot of ball. Sends it inside to Oisin Doyle. Oisin Doyle possibly held for a moment. Back to Con Murphy, and it's gone in to the left and wide for a third. Clonmore wide. So we are now 2 minutes away from additional time, and attention is being sought after for PJ Hockney of Leighlinbridge, who seems to have taken a little bit of a clatter. So Tony Devine's going to come in and sort him out. I don't think there's blood involved. So just a bit of a magic bottle job, I'd say. Got many a man out with trouble down through the years.
There's a hardy book up. There's not a lot of minute, but you know, it's one way, and that's
The bit he has, you know all about it.
definitely would say that. Yeah, the kickouts now. King Cavan needs to find someone with this, and Jason Daly could be up. Is giving him an option there, and he's found him. So had to go short, but the last couple have gone wrong. So they're building here from the back with Fiaco Byrne.
Yeah, well, this is the phase of play I was talking about last week. It was getting from back to front, which Leighlin struggled to do at times. And again, they're kind of, you know, a lot of credit has to go to the Clonmore men for forcing them into the lane. But here's a direct ball from Fiaco Byrne. There's no advantage accruing, so they're going back for a free, which is, unfortunate because Parky Fleming actually gathered in the end. But it's going to be a free back on the halfway line. Now, we're probably going to see a lateral one. Yeah. 1 minute of added time. Clonmore 9 points, Leighlinbridge 3. Minute of normal time and a minute of added time to go. There's a few bodies here now, and Leighlinbridge would love a score before half time. Clonmore would love one themselves to put a little bit of more daylight between the teams.
Leighlinbridge need to score next. Like they could do it popping over one or even sneaking a goal there before half time.
This is the 13th minute, I think.
Yeah, long time in fairness. And Clonmore defending ever so well because Leighlin still haven't broken inside their half. 3 bodies tackling, and the ball breaks loose. Liam Brennan goes in and gathers and takes it back off Cottle Brennan, his cousin. Parky Fleming, a little bit nonchalant in going for that ball, and it's a free out now to Clonmore. Sub for Clonmore as well. Yeah, so Rory Maguire in for Oisin Doyle on the Clonmore side. Yeah, Oisin with a serious act of sportsmanship in last week's final. Liam Brennan was down the hip in stoppage time, and Oisin went over to uncramp him, as the fella said. Very, very good guy. Just probably hasn't gone for him in this one, so Clonmore making a change with Roy Maguire coming in instead. Here's Shane McGrath bearing down on goal. Shane McGrath forced backwards by Billy Lennon O'Brien, and Clonmore will have to come back out from the 21, and they have done with Con Murphy now. Murphy takes a hop, pops it across to James Whelan. This man a contender for man of the match in my eyes last week. He spots Matt Cullen. Matt Cullen's been tugged by Shane Farrell. Cheap free again to give away, but it was a free. And now Clonmore are probably going to go in 7 points up because Shane McGrath has the opportunity from the 21-yard line, dead straight in front of the goal. And look, Richie, I suppose to summarise it, Clonmore are where they are because they deserve to be. They are going to be 7 points up. They have been the better side, and we're seeing a different level from them, I suppose, in the last 15 minutes of this half in particular.
Yeah, definitely. There's no question about it. Clonmore are the better side in this game so far. We've Leighlinbridge have been very, very wasteful in the final third there. Like Aidan Lillis got on the ball there, around 21-yard line out near the line, and just tried a Hail Mary pass. It would never going to work out again. Clonmore defends the way they're defending. Leighlin really need to tighten it up and get a couple of scores early in the second half now at this stage.
Yeah. So half time, we're going to take ourselves a bit of a break. In association with Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Vrain On, and Carlo Electrical Services at half time in this Talbot Hotel Junior A Football Championship final replay. Clonmore lead 10 points to Leighlinbridge's 3. We're going to take ourselves a little bit of a sabbatical, as we said. We'll knock off that and just inform people that the second half is coming soon. And as we always say, we'll knock off the microphone so we can go give out about half the country. Welcome back here to Netwatch Cullen Park. The second half is going to resume very, very shortly. If you have just joined us, we are in association with Carroll Laser Skin Clinic, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Rain On, and Carlow Electrical Services. It is the Talbot Hotel Junior A Football Championship final replay, and it's Clonmore 10 points, Leighlinbridge 3 points. I think we had a few comments in during half time. What's the score? Well, I just gave it to you there. 10 Clonmore, 3 Leighlinbridge. Emmett Moore is in touch. Jesus, Emmett, how's the form? Great to be able to follow the game here, lads. Fair play. Come on, Leighlinbridge. I think he's over. Is he in America? Yeah, good man. Good man, Emmett. That's the job. John Olin back in touch. Bulmer was excellent last week too without scoring. Couldn't understand why he was taken off. Well, he's proven his point today, Joey Boy. That is a fact. If you are enjoying the coverage, lads, let us know where you're listening in from or where you're, I suppose, tuned in and wanting to give a shout to someone, whatever it is, get in touch with us there. At the left wing back is where we're at on Twitter and on Instagram. Give us a follow on that. We're just waiting for a Leighlinbridge team to emerge. So, yeah, look, here they are now as we speak. Stevie, what do Leighlinbridge have to do here? I don't think many senior intermediate teams would have stopped Clonmore in terms of the 15 minutes of the 15 minutes, second 15 minutes of the first half, I should say, in terms of how they moved the ball. They're absolutely phenomenal, right? But if you're looking at it from the flip side then, what's Leighlinbridge doing wrong that they could correct to maybe reduce this margin?
It's just a sheer pace and transition there between the two 45s and the break at pace. And Matt Cullen broke there in the stroke of half time. And Shane Farrell, in fairness, done very little wrong. He burst his arse to get back, and he just had he got a pull on his jersey off, unfortunately, because he was gone that yard ahead of him. And these are good. These are things that are energy draining, especially when you're chasing a game. So, you're at the stage now with 7 points. You don't want to get any worse for the next 5-10 minutes at least. Get better by all means, but don't let it get any worse. So
it's all changed here, lads. So Kieran Casey has gone centre forward by the looks of things. Shane Farrell has gone in full forward. Figo Toole and Liam Brennan are still out around the middle. Carl Brennan has gone wing back. So a lot's happening here. Kieran Casey is going to take a free for Leighlin on the halfway line. Jason Daly to Carl Brennan. Carl Brennan going direct to Packy Fleming. Fleming beats one, takes a few steps, beats two, takes a solo. Oh, he's going to kill someone with that pass. And Clonmore have cut it out with Shane Murphy getting it ahead of Keane Brennan. Clonmore building from the back at pace. This is serious pace. This is a Clonmore that we are familiar with in the early parts of the season. It's not the Clonmore we saw last week, but it's the Clonmore we're seeing today. Here comes Billy Lawler. Billy Lawler with a 1-2. What play this is from Clonmore. They're in on goal. Rob Bulmer all the way across. That is goal of the season in terms of a team effort. Jake Hickey getting the flick on it in the end. You will go the length and breadth of the country and you will not see a better goal than that.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, Kevin. Just looking at the far side, number 4, Paddy Gann was making around the far side over on the stand side. I was looking, I was keeping track of him, and then at this side, Jack Hickey was doing the very same at this side. And now, borderline square ball, but I'd say he was just bang on line with it, and that's the start Leighlinbridge did not want and Clonmore did want.
Well, Johnny Murphy is going in to, I think it's Adrian Dermody, to make sure all is above board, and I think Adrian is telling them that, yeah, it's all 100%. I didn't see anything wrong with it, lads. I saw Road play Rogue here in 2008 in a Leinster semi-final. There was a clip of this somewhere on YouTube. And that song, I Like to Move It, which I won't sing at the moment, was mixed down to this clip of Road getting the ball on their own 21 and going all the way down the far side, being fouled for a penalty and putting it in the back of the net. That was reminiscent of it, Richard. They broke in waves. They worked the ball ever so well, and it was just a super finish.
Absolute cracking goal. Cracking goal. Like that point in the first half in Bulmer. An absolute cracking goal. The way they worked the ball, as Stephen said earlier, the transition from their own 45 all the way up. I don't know. I didn't count the hand passes that was involved. They were definitely
from the edge of the row and D from Packy's pass across, I think, ended up the corner back him out. But like the sheer press, as I said, I was looking at Paddy Gann, the far side. He was going like Usain Bolt, and Jack Hickey out of sight here must have been doing the very same at this side. And like he's another lad on the score sheet now after half time. He hadn't been on before half time. So, we said not to start, I wanted to just something suck it up and get on with it and try and get back into it. It's not going to be easy from here on, though.
Not going to be easy at all. Clonmore 110, Leighlinbridge 3 points, 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. In association with Carroll Electrical Services, Kelly Civil and Construction, Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic, and Chucky Vrain on. Here comes Kieran Casey to Cottle Brennan, back to Packy Fleming. Packy Fleming has a goal from the 21 from a very difficult angle. That is a fine score from Packy Fleming, in fairness to him. We know he's capable of that. We've also seen him try to take the O'Neills off the football down through the years, but that was a super score.
Yeah, great point from Packy there. He needs to kick on like that, in fairness to him. Like, it was a sloppy pass from him that gave Clonmore to break up the pitch to get their goal. But listen, Leighlin need to stay in. They need to hang in here for the next 5-10 minutes. Turnover ball, get back down, just try get another couple of scores on the board there. But Clonmore, they're at it again here, moving that ball up the pitch. They're unbelievable.
Yep, but just as Richie says it, Leighlinbridge win themselves a free. Keane Brennan went to ground and Kieran Casey is going to take it. And they're taking their time in bringing it forward. Daniel Barron to PJ Hockney. Hockney to Billy Lennon O'Brien. It's illegal to not have a double barrel name playing a fullback in this final. Anthony Keely McDonald, a fullback for Clonmore. Billy Lennon O'Brien, a fullback for Leighlinbridge. We used to have a day where you'd be hit as hard as a barrel by a fullback. Long ball sent in from Packy Fleming. Aidan Lillis doesn't gather. Clonmore break out at pace. Here comes Rob Bulmer. This man is absolutely tearing up Netwatch Cullen Park. Takes a solo, takes a hop, takes a bit of contact, breaks a tackle. Now he's on the 21. Ball is broken loose. Figo Byrne with a super little flick up off the ground. And he takes a return pass off Shane Farrell and switches it all the way across there to Kieran Casey. He flicks it forward to young Keane Brennan once more. He's going to have to switch this one. It's a hospital pass. Jason Daly doesn't get on it, and you cannot blame him because the pass was just an incredibly poor one. And Clonmore turn it over. Here they go now in waves. It's the midfielder, Luke Connolly, who sends the direct ball into the goal scorer, Jake Hickey. Hickey looks to shake and bake. He goes back across to Tom Pollard. Pollard back to Shane Murphy. Clonmore have a runner on the stand side here. That's Matt Cullen. Con Murphy will spot him if anyone is going to spot him. But instead he goes to the right-hand side to Enda McGrath. Enda venturing forward. Tackled very, very hard and fair by Liam Brennan. And now Packy Fleming's been pulled to the ground by the Clonmore midfielder. Leighlinbridge have a free. There's a pace to this. There's an intensity to it. It's been set by Clonmore. Leighlinbridge trying to match it, but they won't match it by going backwards.
No, and look, Packy Fleming, in fairness to him, he's worked his socks off. You know, he passed there to Ed Nillis a minute ago. It didn't work out. He back in his own half. Backline win that free.
Yeah, the passing, Richie, has gone ever so sloppy. PJ Hockney does well to keep the ball in play here and takes the return ball, or at least it was supposed to be a return ball, which ended up in Cottle Brennan's hands. And now it's with Liam Brennan. Liam just outside the Clonmore 45. Wants an option. Doesn't get an option. Billy Lawler's tackling him. And tackling him well. Cottle Brennan inside here to Aidan Lillis. Lillis needs to show leadership in this game. That's a sloppy hand pass. Not going to cut the mustard here, unfortunately. And in goes the fullback, Anthony Keely McDonald. Passing from Leighlinbridge in general, especially in this early period of the second half, but in periods throughout the first half as well, has not been good, Richard Carney.
No, the passing is shocking, in fairness. It's like they're getting desperate now and trying crossfield balls. And to be honest, they should be sending the order of Malta with them. They're going to get one of their own lads killed here, tell you the truth. But same thing, we won the ball back in our own half-back line there. We broke to their half-forward line and everything just stopped. We have no pace. There's nothing. Packy, in fairness to him, he's coming out around the field trying to get his hands on ball, which is leaving a one-man full forward line, which is not enough. Like, look out there now. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Clonmore men to one Leighlin man in the full forward line.
Yep. Clonmore have been sloppy with a pass there. And Leighlinbridge look to capitalise with Liam Brennan. Brennan goes to ground. It's going to be a free, and he's calling Keane Kavanagh up. I don't know from the way, like, I'm up the correction, but like in the first half, he wasn't striking him well. This one is a little bit further out.
Nearly all have their backs to the ball, right? Keane Kavanagh is making a little stride up. Shane Farrell had the ball in his hands there. Not one Leighlinbridge man made a turn and run to take a quick free off Shane Farrell and catch him unawares. Like, you know, everything is pedestrian.
Yeah. Are frustrated Richie Carney here as Keane Kavanagh steps up to take this one. Clonmore 110. They've been absolutely brilliant for at least 20 minutes of these 37 so far. But here comes Keane Kavanagh. And again, it's dropping short. Liam Brennan is going to go in and go in hard. It breaks loose. Aidan Lillis has been tackled. A bit overzealous, I thought, but it's play on. And Clonmore take a big hit. That man who took the big hit was Shane Murphy. So it's play on all around here. And here's Billy Lawler. Loose hand pass. PJ Hockney reads it like a book. Cuts across. Tommy Wogan's in touch. He says, great coverage, lads. Thanks a million, Tommy. Mike Dermody is laughing his heart out at Richard Carney's ordered them all to comment, I would say. Mike, a good friend of the Irish F1 show as well. Leighlinbridge here looking to cut the gap. Kieran Casey, just outside the 45. Clonmore with Billy Lawler, forcing them across. Now it's with PJ Hockney. Kieran Casey to Cathal Brennan. Cathal Brennan has Jason Daly inside. Daly now on a 21, but he's forced back out towards this terrace side. Now it's with PJ Hockney.
Fiacre told the far side. He's dropped into the middle there now. They're gaining yards, but very, very slowly. PJ Hockney's on the 45 there now, and he still has options here, but
yeah, PJ with Packy Fleming. Fleming has a point to his name. Fleming 2 hops, and that's going to be a free out. Richard, I know you're frustrated here, and we're going to see a change. Yeah, so Packy Fleming is gone, and Aidan Byrne is coming in, and also Jason Daly is making way for Lee Conran. So a double change on the Leighlinbridge side. Look, they have to try something here, I suppose.
Yeah, listen, they need a bit more pace up and around there, and I think at this stage now they need to keep 2, if not maybe a 3-man full forward line in there. Listen, we seem to be defending okay. Clonmore are absolutely, they're on fire here, but yeah, I'm happy to see the change and a bit of pace in. Lee Conran should make a big difference. He's experienced, he's pace, he'll get you a score. But going back to it again, I'd say Stephen will agree with me. Our own sloppiness, Leighlinbridge's sloppiness is what's actually killing them more so than anything, I think.
Yeah, in the last few minutes, they have been that way. I would add, I think Clonmore have been very good too, haven't they?
They have been, yeah. And look, if the scoreboard doesn't take over for Clonmore for the next 5 or 10 minutes, it won't be the end of the world. They just want to stop Leighlinbridge, getting a foothold back in the game. And Con Murphy is flicking off a great ball there to Shane Murphy. He's gone to ground to free out. But yeah, Leighlinbridge need to break a pace. They need to get the ball off, and they have it there now. I know there's a bit of shit going on.
Yeah. Shane Murphy tangled up with Liam Brennan. Leighlinbridge had the free, and I wouldn't be surprised if this gets thrown in, lads, to be honest with you. There was argy-bargy. Liam went Shane Murphy up off the ground. So now Oliver on the broadcast, not looking good for our lads. Not looking good at all. Clonmore in command. If you just joined us, 40 minutes gone. Clonmore 110. Leighlinbridge 4 points. Clonmore looking to add to that with Enda McGrath. McGrath forced back outside the 45. Matt Cullen picks up the pieces. Up he comes from centre back. Now it's with Shane McGrath. He'll have a pop 30 yards out. Shane McGrath, the man they call Shock, and Shane McGrath has put it to the left and put it wide. The first wide for Clonmore in this second half, bringing their tally to 4 overall. Leighlinbridge with 1. Stevie, helter skelter.
He had a lot of room outside, more room than he thought he had, probably too much room. And as I said, the scoreboard has to start taking over up here at the scoreboard end itself. The injection of the 2 subs, hopefully it'll make a bit of an impact, but they need to get the ball up at pace. Like King Kavanagh's kick out now. Does he go short? Or Clonmore going to push up on the kick out? These are all things when you're 9 points down, you're chasing and you have to chance your arm, but you could lose your leg in the process.
King Kavanagh going long to Liam Brennan. Liam gets a fist on it, but the ball breaks in behind, and no Leighlinbridge man is reading it. Clonmore have read it. They've read it very, very well. They've been brilliant in this junior championship all year. They're coming forward with Billy Lawler. Billy scored a point last week. He'd love another one here, and he has got another one here. Super score from Billy Lawler up from wing back. So 111 Clonmore and 4 points Leighlinbridge. A shout out to Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Renon, and Carlo Electrical Services. Clonmore looking very, very good here, Stevie Bambrick.
Yeah, you can't deny it today. Like Billy Lawler got the equaliser last week. Not from a similar position. The pressure he was under last week, kicking that ball. Other than that, we wouldn't be here today. And, Carl Brennan's breaking out. Throws out to Aidan Byrne. Aidan's first touch as he came in.
Yeah, and here's Jeffrey Dorn. He got on the score sheet last week. He has a runner in Aidan Byrne. Byrne is on the 21, but he drops the ball momentarily, gets it at the second time of asking, needs support, tackled very well by Paddy Gann. Ball breaks loose, and then in the end, Byrne has been nudged, and Leighlinbridge have a free.
See that, like, he's only 17 years of age. You know, he flicked up the ball himself. He had 3 lads hanging over him, drew a free. Good start from him. Nillis has a chance here to get Leighlinbridge's 5th point. Not a simple one, but suits a right forward player still. Only about 10-15 metres in the sideline.
Yep. Aidan Lillis from this free sends it in, sends it high, and sends it wide. A second wide for Leighlinbridge. Looking down to my left-hand side, I see a Carlow GA legend in Mark Carpenter. He featured in the Junior C final earlier, which Clonmore won by 213 to 11 points. Mark Carpenter scored 7 points in that game. He still has it. He must be in his mid-40s. What an operator. What a servant. What a player. What a legend.
I reckon he's about 43, and he scored the first point after 16 seconds. He was a class act, scored 7 points, and he got 4 from play. If not, he got definitely 3, if not 4 from play, and you can't beat class.
Can't beat class. Clonmore have been class in this game, but here come Leighlinbridge with Cian Brennan. Man inside. Kieran Casey buries it in the back of the net. 1-11 Clonmore, 1-4 Leighlinbridge. Kieran Casey, he must have had a nosebleed. He's never in those areas. He's done it on a big day. He's cut the gap to 7. That is a serious finish, as Gerlach Nam would say.
A great goal from Kieran. Great. It was actually a great bit of phase of play, and you know, to be fair to the chap that came on there, his name Aidan Byrne, for such a young fella. In the first half, we seen Leighlinbridge players there with 3 around him, and they would have tried a ridiculous pass. He went nice little flick up and drew the free. But that, like me and you spoke during the week, Clonmore.
Back here, Richie. Here's Clonmore on the attack. They're not going away. They'd love a second goal. They're going to get a second goal because here comes Rory Maguire. He palms it into the back of the net. And Clonmore 2-11, Leighlinbridge 1-4. Richie, that is class. That is resilience. They responded. They knew they were coming back under pressure. They didn't fall. And now they're back in the ascendancy once more. A similar enough finish and move, I suppose, to the first one, that typical 3-man weave. And we won't get time to come to Richie Carney because Clonmore are really going for blood here now. They've won the kick out. It's Jake Hickey. He has a goal already. He sends it into Tom Pollard. We reckon he's 2 points already. Stephen's only given him 1. He's going to add a goal here, I would say. He's in on goal. He's been pulled to the ground. Referee says play on. And I have to say, Leighlinbridge have gotten away with one there. Not quite sure about that one. Think Clonmore probably should have had a penalty. But the ball is with Cian Brennan on the halfway line. Now it's gone central to Fico Toole. We'll get a word from Stephen Barmbrick here in a moment's time. Aidan Byrne flicks one into Aidan Lillis. Aidan Lillis marked very well and very tightly by James Whelan. Touches it on the ground and Clonmore have a free out. James Whelan very, very tight there in fairness.
Wash had the ball, decent ball for forward. Didn't pick it. He got the nudge then from Whelan over touch on the ground. Back to the Clonmore goal. You're always at your most vulnerable when you get a goal yourself, and I'd say the flag hadn't stopped fluttering in the umpire's hand when it was going to the other end. Like, and that's Clonmore at the moment, and they're making inroads here again. Billy Lawler again going straight down the middle, draws 2 or 3 Leighlin lads. Turnover there. It's Rob Bulmer picks it up. It's a free to Leighlinbridge just on the halfway line. Lee Conran is here, if it can be seen, and look, as Richard says, Lee Conran loose here for 2-3 seconds. Ball is gone. They have to go back again. PJ Hockney's working it out.
Yeah, and Richie, look, you were saying it off air there. Lee Conran was free. Leighlin wanted to go back, but the option was most definitely forward. And now Liam Brennan's been tackled very hard and fair by Billy Lawler. Loose ball picked up by Cottle Brennan. Brennan takes contact. Clonmore defending in numbers, defending well in numbers, it must be said. They're looking to put a double together here in Netwatch Cullen Park. They have the Junior C. They're looking very good for the Junior A at the moment. Kieran Casey, the goal scorer for Leighlinbridge, going laterally this time and taking the ball back. And now here's Aidan Byrne looking to creep in. He's on the 14. Leighlinbridge looking for more goals. Dangerous ball goes in. Shane Farrell goes in. It's another goal for Leighlinbridge. What a game this is turning out to be. Shane Farrell gets a fist. The ball goes to the back of the net. 2-11 Clonmore, 2-4 Leighlinbridge. And here comes another change on the Leighlinbridge side. Robert O'Byrne is coming in. Haven't quite spotted who's making way. Fico Byrne. So brother for brother. Brother for brother. Another shout out to Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chalky Rain On, and Carlo Electrical Services. What a cracking Junior A final this is turning out to be. 17 minutes gone in the second half. Clonmore still 7 points in front. 2-11 Clonmore. Leighlinbridge 2-4. Give us a shout out if you're listening in. Let us know where you're listening from. Let us know how we're sounding. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We'll see the comments on Twitter. Sorry, you won't see the comments on Twitter. We'll see the comments on YouTube and we'll see them on Facebook. At the left wing back is our handle. We're there on Instagram as well. As Clonmore resume play with a free just outside the 65. Billy Lawler to Luke Connolly. They're looking to maybe slow down the tempo a little bit. And they're probably right to do that. There's 12 minutes left on the clock. They'll want to draw Leighlinbridge out a bit. Shane McGrath ventures forward. Billy Lennon O'Brien gets a boot to it. It's gone out for a line ball. That'll be the Clonmore. And it'll be about 30 yards out. And I am absolutely sideways trying to see the sideline. I was hoping I was going to be absolutely sideways later on celebrating the victory. I don't think it's going to happen. And you can take nothing away from Clonmore. They've been brilliant. But there's life in this Leighlinbridge side yet. Jake Hickey sends one in, as I said, and that's gone in. That's gone high. Jake Hickey brings his tally to 1-1. Clonmore's tally to 2-12. Leighlinbridge on 2-4. James Ritchie, it's all happening.
Yeah, great few minutes there. Another good goal from Leighlinbridge, but Leighlinbridge got a free here out close to us, and Lee Conran was in an acre of space with an acre of space to run into, and the boys decided to have a committee meeting as to who was going to kick the bloody free. You know, things are not happening quick enough for us.
Here comes PJ Hockney. Fico Toole back to Hockney, and again Leighlin on the halfway line, but they need to break forward and do it with urgency. Clonmore are very much in command. Stevie is looking to make a comment here. I'll come back to you in a second, because here comes Liam Brennan outside the 21. Now it's with Shane Farrell. Back across it comes to Fico Toole. Fico Toole off the left, hits the post, goes over the bar. 2-12 to 2-5. Stevie.
Yeah, the two changes made in the far side, Aidan Byrne and Lee Conran, they need to exploit that guy. Quick, a ball down the line. If it's a 50-50 or a 40-60, not the end of the world, because if they do happen to win one of them, if they won 1-0-3 or 2-0-3, they seem to have the beatings of their men at the moment.
Yeah, they've made a big difference. They've made a good difference since they made the switch with Lee and the other young chap coming on there. After making a big difference to us.
Yeah, Clonmore made a change. So Tom Pollard, did he score 2? Did he score 1? Won't matter if Clonmore win. He's gone off, and I haven't quite spotted who's come in. Maybe you guys got to look at that one, but we'll bring that change to you when we are informed over here. Rob Bulmer on the loose ball. 3 points from play Rob Bulmer got in the first half. Here he takes off again. Sends a neat hand pass into Con Murphy, but Con Murphy spills it. Billy Lennon O'Brien, or Daniel Barron it is actually, that goes in alongside him. And now it's with Liam Brennan on the halfway line. Liam Brennan to Kieran Casey. Casey skips towards Enda McGrath, but Enda says, back you go, son. And he has to go all the way across to Aidan Byrne. He's been busy since he came in. Lee Conran came in at the same time. Leighlin will look to get him in. That's a nice little switch from Lee Conran to Jeffrey Dorn. Jeffrey Dorn, 30 yards out. Over he goes to Keane Brennan. Keane has his brother Cottle. Here's Cottle on the 21. Goes back to Keane with the loose ball. Breaks away. And Clonmore, here they come with pace. This is where they're dangerous. They're like a trip switch coming forward. Cottle Lawler of Carroll Electrical Services will put in one of them for you, no problem. PJ Hockney rescues the ball. He ventures forward. He gives it out to Billy Lennon O'Brien. Now it's with Jeffrey Dorn. Dorn is on the 45. Clonmore are back in numbers. Over it goes to Aidan. It's not Aidan Lillis. I thought it was for a moment. It's actually Fico Toole. Now it's with Aidan Lillis. Lillis switches this one laterally across to Rob O'Byrne. Rob O'Byrne takes a hop. Feeds Kieran Casey. That's a super tackle and interception from Shane Murphy of Clonmore. Here they come on the counter-attack. Here comes Shane McGrath. The man they call Shock on the halfway line. Long ball forward. Daniel Byrne has work to do. The hop beats Daniel Byrne. Rob Bulmer fisted over Keane Kavanagh. It hops in the ground. He's been wrestled to the ground. And that is going to be a penalty and a black card for Liam Brennan. Oh, it's all happening here. Rob Bulmer, in fairness. Daniel Byrne did the right thing. Went to attack the ball. The hop just went and bet him, I suppose. Keane Kavanagh retreated from the goal. Rob Bulmer hand passed it up over his head. He was still just inside the 21 when he done that. And as he gathered the ball once more, Liam Brennan pulled him down to stop him putting the ball into an empty net. So he's going on a holiday. He'd probably finish up this game on the sideline because there's 22 minutes gone. And Clonmore have a man advantage, and they also have a penalty here, which Jake Hickey is going to take. Jake Hickey is 1-1 to his name so far. There's another change here as well. Con Murphy is off. Dylan Doyle is in on the Clonmore team. Jake Hickey is looking to bring his tally to 2-1. Keane Kavanagh stands in front of him. Here comes Jake Hickey to wrap it up for Clonmore, but he hasn't wrapped it up because Keane Kavanagh has saved this one and given Leighlinbridge a little bit of a lifeline. It's not much of a lifeline, but it's better than a 10-point deficit. The deficit remains at 7. Clonmore in charge. 2-12 to 2-5. Here come Leighlin with Robert O'Byrne. O'Byrne looks inside. There's nobody inside the 21 for Leighlinbridge. They're forced to go back. Clonmore back in numbers. Good tackling again from Billy Lawler. If you look up a textbook on how to tackle, Billy Lawler's name should be on it. Absolutely brilliant in this game. Here's Robbie O'Byrne again. Over he goes to Cian Brennan. Brennan has a runner inside. That runner is Jeffrey Doran. Instead, he goes across to Kieran Casey. Casey gets it the second time of asking. Takes a big bit of contact, and the referee, Johnny Murphy, says play on. And here come Clonmore on the counter once more. They are like a wave or a sea of green and red. And here comes Luke Connolly on the halfway line. If they can deliver this quickly, they're going to get a score. Connolly tries to run it, and that's a good interception from Daniel Byrne. And Daniel Byrne has been given a free. I thought for a second Johnny Murphy was saying play on, but I think Luke Connolly is going to get himself a card. I barely had time to breathe it.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of honesty in the game there in the last 10 minutes on both sides. And like Richard said there, they need to get the ball in a little bit quicker, take a chance. You know, there's been space here again in front of us here. And, you know, working through the hands has broke down there twice in the last few minutes. And the legs are going to be going. You have one man less. There's a lad going to holiday there as well. Luke Connolly got flicking the black card, I think.
Yeah, Luke Connolly is... Yeah, that's a budget travel job as well. Joining Liam Brennan. That's 2 midfielders taken out. But does that cancel out? Who knows? 6 minutes of normal time remaining. Reggie's losing the plot here. It's a good job we brought in Stephen Bambrick for a bit of impartiality here.
They're not doing a Formula 1 race. They're not commentating that, no, I don't care.
Clonmore in a very, very commanding position, and they're also in possession with Shane Murphy. Shane Murphy scored a point in this game. Now it's with Shane McGrath. He's played a lot of football in his own half. Clonmore have near enough everyone in their own half, even though they have the ball. Out of 2 gone inside the Leighlinbridge half. And the ball is also just going inside the Leighlinbridge half. With Rory Maguire, a goal to his name. This man has pace. He's taken off. He goes to ground. He's carried the ball. It breaks loose. And now it's going to go out for a Clonmore sideline ball. Yeah, there's three men here. I think it was a Leighlinbridge ball, but it's going to be... I think he's overruling him. Yeah, he is overruling him. So Johnny Murphy says, no, it was a Leighlin ball. And Billy Lennon O'Brien takes it. He's gone backwards to Daniel Byrne. And now it's gone lateral again over to that stand side. And again, it's another... Oh, PJ Hockney did ever so well. Now, he still got contact there after that ball was palmed down. So Shane McGrath is going to get a bit of a carte de bouille, I would say.
Yeah, and if Shane McGrath had taken him over, you couldn't blame him because the ball was there. As Richard said, the order Malt, whoever was coming in for him, like, and in fairness to PJ Hockney, he ain't pulling out them tackles.
Yeah, well, in fairness, Leighlinbridge might themselves to blame if someone gets hurt because that pass was absolutely, oh man, crazy stuff. But anyway, they're taking the free. It's with Cottle Brennan. They're going to have to start getting this ball in around the gaff fairly shortly. It's with Billy Lennon O'Brien. He's up from full back. He's going to Robbie O'Byrne. Lee Conran now. Lee Conran has pace. He has scored goals in the past, but now he's on the 45. Here's a high ball coming in around the house. Shane Farrell in there. Breaks loose, breaks dangerous, but Clonmore are there in numbers. They have salvaged possession with Billy Lawler, and out they come. Big hit taken by Enda McGrath, and they've gone over towards Shane McGrath. Went into the book a few moments ago. He's 3 points from frees in this game as well. Clonmore with 26 and a half minutes on the clock, still 7 points ahead. 2-12 Clonmore, 2-5 Leighlinbridge. Rob Bulmer. Ball over the top. Now this is danger, and this is Clonmore in on goal. And it's that man, Jake Hickey, once more. Jake Hickey pivots, sends it in, and sends it wide. You would have put your mortgage on him. Yeah, Dave Mulvaney coming in, a very experienced campaigner, a former Carlow senior footballer. He's entered the fray for the last few minutes to try to see this one out for Clonmore. And it is Jake Hickey who's making away, but his contribution has been great. A few more comments coming in. Orla Sheehy listening in Roscommon. Karen Burke says great coverage as well. Thank you very much indeed. We're absolutely up to 90 here in this press box. Short kick out from Leighlinbridge to PJ Hockney. Now it's to Bill Lennon O'Brien. They need urgency. They need to get the ball forward. Clonmore need to get back and try to see this one out. They're looking very, very likely, as we said. Kieran Casey on the 65. Kieran Casey now on the 45. Long high ball coming in. Shane Farrell underneath. He has a goal already, but there's no point in having one lad going for a ball and no Leighlinbridge support player going in. There was 3 Clonmore men in on the break. Nobody from Leighlinbridge was there. They were looking at the ball. They might as well have been looking at a bucket of shite, Richard Carney.
That's the truth. You know, if you're going to move, obviously they're after moving Shane Farrell in on to the edge of the square, and they're going to try put long high ball in, but you're, as you said, not worth damn if he's going to be there on his own with 3 Clonmore men around him. You know, they need to get up and support him, get on breaking ball, you know. But I think it's a step too far at this stage. But it's after being a great game, in fairness. Clonmore brilliant.
Yeah, Clonmore absolutely brilliant. Now, as we said, Shane McGrath is overcarried. Val Fleming is coming in for Leighlinbridge, and Owen Coleman's coming in for Clonmore.
Bring down the average age of it, or bring it up. Sorry.
Val Fleming for Daniel Barron. So Val has gone in around the house, and Owen Coleman is also gone in around the house. What an operator he is. He has been for some time. Serious finisher is Owen Coleman. This one looks like it's heading back to the Hackestown greater area. 29 minutes on the clock in association with Carroll Electrical Services, Kelly Civil and Construction, Chucky Vrain on, and Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic. In this Junior A final, 2-12 Clonmore, 2-5 Leighlinbridge. I think it's Clonmore 75th anniversary as well this year. So this is some way to put the shine on it there with a Junior C title and possibly a Junior A title looking very, very likely at this particular juncture as well. A Clonmore man goes to the ground. Jamie Knight says, get up out of that. And Leighlinbridge go forward with Shane Farrell. Farrell has been bottled up. Gets the second time of asking. Needs support. Has support. Big switch ball coming. It's with Fico Toole. Val Fleming is inside. Can Fico Toole spot him? He takes a hop. He fists it across to Robbie O'Byrne. Robbie O'Byrne back to O'Toole once more. Now it's going in around the house. Val Fleming is in there. Lee Conneran is in there. So too is Dave Mulvaney. So too is Anthony Keeley McDonald. The referee has said that's a throw ball. The referee has now said actually it's not a throw ball. He has said it is a free out for over carrying. And there were so many people there. 4 minutes of additional time.
Or not Packy, Val caught the ball on how he caught, and he ended up in his back like a sheep on his back. I don't know how he got out to not overcarry it, but you know, they need 3 scores for the last couple of minutes. As you said, if it's an over point, they still need the 2 goals, but there had to be a future in around the mixer as well. They just haven't worked out.
Yeah, Dave Mulvaney is not going to give the ball away. He is way too long in the tooth for that crack. 2-12, it still is to Clonmore. 2-5, it still is to Leighlinbridge. We have 30 seconds of the additional time played. We're going to have 4 of those in total. Long ball over the top. Here come Clonmore. They want to really wrap it up. Here's Dylan Doyle. He's a serious operator. Billy Lawler. He's the reason we're back here today. Here's a goal on. Oh, very, very brave play there from Keane Kavanagh. He came out. He spotted Owen Coleman inside, and it's gone out to the right and wide. That's only, well, when I say only, it's still not too bad. 6 wides for Clonmore, 2 for Leighlinbridge in this game. Kick out taken again. Is there any way back here for Leighlinbridge? It looks very, very unlikely. And I think they're possibly looking a little bit laboured at this point as well.
Yeah, they're a young team, like, and I know, look, let the game go the way it looks like it's going to go. There's probably 10 or 12 of that team under 23, 4 years of age. And county finals are very hard to get to, and you know, they've learned a lot from last week. Okay, look, they were that close to being over the line last week, and as Robert Byrne carries the ball inside the Clonmore 45, you know, it's not nice losing the final, but they will learn if they can build on it. Fico Toole is trying to break through now. Trying to very hard to shake off Matt Cullen.
Yeah, Matt Cullen fouls about 35 yards out. And yeah, look, it's going to have to go in around the house. Aidan Lillis has the ball in hand. There's not too many bodies in there. That's the only thing I'll say. Val is on the edge of the square.
Back, you need 3 scores still. So he kicks it out of ours back to 6 points. You have 2 minutes. Push up in the kick out and hope for the best.
Yeah. Aidan Lillis stepping up. Aidan Lillis is dropping this short on the line. It's dangerous. In goes the Leighlinbridge man. That man was Val Fleming. But Clonmore went brave. They went hard. And I think it was James Whelan that caught that ball on the edge of his own D. They've taken the free with Colin McGrath. Probably wasn't any big man panic in taking that, but Colin took it anyway. Now they've won another free. It's Shane Murphy this time who goes to the ground. Shane Murphy will take his time getting up. Shane Murphy is dead right to do so as well. 32.5 minutes on the clock. Liam Brennan is back in, as Stevie has called here. and we're going to have a bit of a break in play. I think there is a card coming for Lee Conran, perhaps. There is indeed. It is a yellow card for Lee Conran. I think possibly for that tackle. So, yeah, look, full court press needed here, but Clonmore look like going very, very well for championship status here. And in fairness, Richie, they've been absolutely excellent this year.
Yeah, great team performance today. Like, I mean, you know, they're just that step above at the moment, as Stephen said. We Leighlinbridge is a young side, and listen, sometimes you learn more in defeat than you do in victory. But that was a brave Clonmore man that held on to that ball on the goal line. We've gotten belts off Al Fleming in training over the years, and I can tell you one thing: he'll have felt that.
Yeah, I christened the Terminator there one time because Jesus, boys, if you got hit by him, you'd know all about it. James Whelan, it was that took the ball off the line. James Whelan has been absolutely brilliant. Fionn White, was nearly looking for the boot that Richard Carney is on him here at the moment. Yeah, there's a bit of a drop there. And you know what? In the middle of all the madness, you need something like that. Oh, man. It's a pity we're not recording that from a video point of view.
It was JJ Glendon who done the Delboy one through the trap door of the pub as well. So it would have been good to get the toe on it.
It sure would indeed. Clonmore going forward. That's good tackling from PJ Hockney. He's been a contender for man of the match on the Leighlinbridge side. And we'll come to the unofficial left wing back man of the match in a moment's time. We'll get the vote and we'll see who's going to get it. Play is still ongoing. We are gone over the 4 minutes of additional time. Leighlinbridge with Lee Conran all the way across to Shane Farrell. They might get another goal here. They're on the 21. Clonmore won't have that said fairly handy though, and they pulled Aidan Lillis to the ground and free on the 21. Do you go for a drop kick Murphy here now, or what's the story?
Yeah, so it's a long way out. Like, and there's lads hanging onto the crossbar. There's tall lads down there in the goal line for Clonmore. As you say, it might make a difference to the outcome of the game, but they will not want to see that ball heading over into that net. Aidan Lillis is standing over. What's he going to do?
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, half a Hackettstown and Clonmore's on that line, and dead right as well. I think he's just going to top it over, to be honest. Yeah, bring it back to 6, and he has done that indeed. Aidan Lillis with his 4th score of the evening, third from a free, and he's got 1 from play as well. So I think that's that. It's 2-12 Clonmore. It's 2-6 Leighlinbridge. I reckon the full-time whistle is about to go very, very shortly. Colin McGrath has been told by Johnny Murphy to hurry up. Maybe he's adding on another minute and a half or 2 minutes for the length of time Shane Murphy went down. And we're going to have another phase of play. Fico Toole was underneath it, and Clonmore have won themselves a free with Andrew Byrne. I think Andrew Byrne played in that junior final, or junior C final, I should say. Nearly certainly did anyway. So here he comes again for another bit of action. Played in 2 finals the one day in the space of a few hours. A junior C medal and a junior A medal in quick succession. Nothing wrong with that. I played football and locked in my whole life and I won fuck all. There's this man after winning 2 medals in the space of a few hours for Clonmore. Long ball sent into Owen Coleman. It's going to jostle out over the line, I'd imagine, at this particular juncture. Leighlinbridge line ball. Still a little bit of time left. I'd say it's going to be blown though. I thought it would have been blown a minute ago. And that's it. Clonmore are the Talbot Hotel Junior A football champions for 2022. They have won this one by 2-12 to 2-6. And Stevie Bambrick, they've been the foreign team in this year's Junior A championship. And this evening, when it mattered the most, when the chips were down, they were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, the first half, they weren't goals. He got, but Rob Ulmer thought the first half set the tone for Clonmore. Took 3 chances there in front of us and about 35 metres out, 1 point better than the next. And they were points that made the game, instead of being 4-3, it was next minute it was 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 9-3, 10-4, whatever it was. It was last week the biggest difference, I think, was 3 points in the game. And a goal today, Leighlin got the goals, but like Clonmore replied, the goal after half time, probably the killer that finished off the game as a contest. Really, we're back to 7 points near the end, but Clonmore, in fairness, they showed why they were probably unlucky not to go. They were unlucky to go down last year. At one stage, they could have been the semi-final intermediate, and a minute later they're relegated straight down to junior. But they've took it on the chin and they've come back up. And look, as I said, there's about 13 of that Leighlin team under the age of 23 or 4, and they should have no shame in running Clonmore tight last week. They were nearly go over the line, and again today, look, the game got away on them, but they'll learn so much out of this. I know that's not a topic they'll want to hear today or tomorrow or next day, but next year there should be some building blocks for them to start the road to getting back out of junior next year.
Well, we have to offer our congratulations once more to Clonmore. Been absolutely brilliant, and well done to Leighlinbridge on a gallant effort. They weren't on too many people's radars to get to a final this year. They weren't on too many people's radars to get out of the group. In actual fact, a lot of people thought they might end up in relegation. They were in a group with Clonmore, Fighting Cocks, and Tinryland's second team, which really is a group of death. So to get to a final, bring it to a replay, although they'll take no consolation in it, that is a serious effort this year as well. Two great teams played in a very, very sporting manner. Well done, Clonmore, back on a high. And all we have to do is say thank you to Carroll Electrical Services, to Shockey Rain on, to Leighlinbridge community as well, who Leighlinbridge GFC wanted us to give a shout out to, Kelly Civil and Construction, and Carlo Laser and Skin Clinic. We thought that was it last Monday night, but we were back. We were back thanks to the people we mentioned there who got the whole thing going a little bit earlier. So that's our coverage for the foreseeable. We'll plot and plan. We'll see what's going to happen next. But from myself, Kevin Regan, from Richard Carney and Stephen Barmick, who offer my thanks to, we'll chat to you again soon.